the king of the beasts seems a shoo-in for ultimate stud status. The head of a pride, or pride master, is mate to up to 15 females and father to every single cub. Still, while Dad sits around looking strong and studly, it's really the girls who do the heavy lifting. Mom gives birth to a litter of 2 to 5 cubs, and she'll nurse them for the first 6 weeks. When the cubs are ready for solid food, you'd expect Dad to step in. After all, the cubs can't hunt on their own for another full year. But no, it's the females in the pack who do most of the hunting, and that's no small feat. It takes 65 pounds of meat to feed a single adult lion. Still, whether it's Mom or Dad stalking dinner, all lions are expert hunters. Lions will stalk their prey for miles if necessary. Only when they're within striking distance do they make their move. Then, they'll bite the animal on the muzzle or mouth and strangle it before beginning to feed. So, if the females do the hunting for the pride, what exactly does Dad do to benefit the family? Well, this stud's job is to stay fit, look good, and reproduce like crazy. And he doesn't have long to do it. Most of these studs get only 2 to 3 years as pride master before a younger, stronger, more manly stud takes over. And since 4 out of 5 cubs die before they're a year old, Dad needs to have lots of kids if he wants to pass on his genes. The animal world's full of big daddies. Really big daddies. Like this 400-pound male gorilla, or silverback. He looks mean, but he's really a pussycat. At least when it comes to his own family. Gorillas live in family groups of anywhere from 2 to 30. But it's Dad who always calls the shots. The silverback's a guy's guy. He does whatever he pleases. This ultimate dad will beat his chest and charge if his family's in danger. Though he prefers peace and quiet. This Big Daddy's in charge of everything, including where to eat. That's no small feat. Adult gorillas need to eat up to 50 pounds of food a day. Too bad for the kids. It doesn't take much to fill them up, but they've still got to wait for Mom and Dad to eat their fill. Nobody wants to argue with this Big Daddy. He's in charge 24/7. Though every member of the family is responsible for making his or her own bed, right down to the pillow. The silverback's an exceptional father. Unlike most animal dads, he keeps an eye on the kids from the moment they're born until they're into their teens. Of course, other primates share his family values, but this ultimate dad is tops when it comes to brute strength. He's a force to be reckoned with. Still, even the toughest of these heavyweights takes time out for the kids. By the time they're 3 years old, young gorillas are fully weaned and ready to take on the world. Dad's a great role model. He almost always keeps his cool within the family. But he's still the ultimate macho daddy. The boys imitate his every move. After all, they'll soon be big daddies to their very own families. And they're already learning to beat their own drum. These ultimate dads are the only animals to breed in the Antarctic winter. No small feat when temperatures routinely drop below -31 degrees Fahrenheit. And to top it off, this sensitive male takes full responsibility for the couple's one and only egg, refusing to leave until it hatches into a healthy chick. He is the Emperor Penguin, the largest penguin on Earth. One way to beat the icy temps and polar winds is to huddle together and share body warmth. Another way is fat. A chubby dad is a healthier dad in the South Pole. Penguins need every ounce of fat to protect themselves from the unforgiving climate. Dad's body serves him well, especially in the water. These guys know how to fish. They can dive up to 820 feet deep, hunting for fish, squid, and krill. And they can swim about 15 miles per hour. That's 4 times faster than the speediest human swimmer. Unfortunately, a penguin's body is not as graceful on land. Maybe that's why they prefer tobogganing. He may look goofy, but the Emperor Penguin Dad is a perfect gentleman. This sensitive male is an expert at co-parenting, and this ultimate animal dad goes the extra mile to give Mom a break. Mom may lay the egg, but it's Dad who hatches it. He tucks the tiny egg under his feather-covered skin where it'll stay snug and warm. For 2 months, he'll eat absolutely nothing and lose nearly half his body weight. Once the hardest work is over, Mom returns to give Dad some relief. She'll tuck the chick into her pouch to keep it warm while Dad heads for the open water to break his fast and feast on fish. But this sensitive male still doesn't head out with the boys for his share of the fun. Instead, he returns to his family and shares the burden. Mom and Dad take turns keeping their baby warm and well-fed until he's big enough to brave the cold. It's a high-stakes game relying on a single egg to pass on your genes. But this Ultimate Dad's parenting skills pay off. A record-setting 50% of emperor penguin chicks make it to adulthood. No small feat in the harshest climate on Earth. This Ultimate Dad puts every other father to shame. He's willing to do anything, and we mean anything, for his true love. Hard luck. She's a black widow, and not what you'd call sweet. Still, he's no dummy. Given that he's the size of a grain of rice and she's the size of a marble, he courts his heartthrob carefully. First, he'll strum on her web to get her attention, and to clearly identify himself as an admirer and not lunch. Black widow females have a bad girl reputation, and with reason. After mating, she's hungry, and her favorite snack is her mate. When he's gained some confidence, our suitor approaches the female slowly. Very slowly. It can take him hours, even days, to reach the apple of his eye. Once there, he'll gently stroke her. She needs constant reminding that he's here for love, not consumption. At least for the moment. There's a reason his claim to fame is as martyr, not good cook. Every pregnant mom needs plenty of nutrients, and the fact is, this Ultimate Animal Dad's often happy to serve himself up. He'll even purposely impale himself on her fangs. Still, this supreme act of martyrdom benefits Dad as well as the wife and spiderlings. The more babies born with his genes, the greater Dad's legacy. It's been shown that a male black widow who gets eaten while mating transfers more sperm than if he'd done the smart thing and fled. His is the ultimate sacrifice. Mom's ability to store this sperm means that she'll continue to give birth to Dad's children long after his death. The Black Widow father is the dad to beat all Ultimate Animal Dads, giving up life and limb for the wife and kids, and at the same time, leaving the kind of legacy only a human dad can dream about. There's no other dad like him on Earth. He takes on Mom's greatest responsibility. He gives birth. After courting for days, the female seahorse deposits her eggs in the male's pouch. The exchange takes place in a matter of seconds. From this point on, it's Dad, not Mom, who's in charge of the eggs. Depending on the species, this Ultimate Dad's pregnancy can last from 10 days to 6 weeks. When Dad finally goes into labor, he'll give birth to up to 1,500 babies. The termite. A termite colony is made up of millions of females. Yes, that's millions. It looks like it's quantity over quality in this neck of the woods, but looks are deceiving. Not one of these termites has any interest in sex. They're the workers, and whether they're male or female, they're unable to reproduce. And they're asexual. Only one studly male and one female are capable of mating. In a world of millions of females, the ultimate stud has only one option. And here she is. This girl's the queen of the termite colony. That's right, this undulating creature is the only female interested in sex. The larger termite just above her is king, and the only reproductive male in the colony. The king's not as big as his buxom queen, but what he lacks in size, he makes up for in effort. If the ultimate stud is measured in number of offspring, this guy wins hands down. He's dad to over 100 million baby termites. And this ultimate dad's built for the long run. He'll reproduce with the queen for up to 20 years, fathering about 5 million kids per year. This queen's up for the job. Most of her body is permanently swollen with eggs. Both king and queen are pretty sly about maintaining their reproductive status within the colony. They secrete a tasty liquid which the neutered workers lick up, and which keeps the asexual termites from developing the ability to mate. The termite dad gets the prize for super stud for endurance as well as quantity. This ultimate animal dad mates with his queen around the clock. And in 20 years, he rarely strays from her side. Few animals can claim that kind of fidelity. No doubt other dads look sexier, but the termite dad's unmistakably the studliest. Consider the African wild dog. He is the ultimate good cook. Rare meat's the wild dog's meal of choice, and Dad knows just how to dish it up. Wild dogs hunt their prey as a family pack. Once dinner's spotted, they give chase, running at speeds of up to 40 miles an hour. Pity this gazelle or any other edible beast. Wild dogs don't spend much time prepping their meal. Their knife-like teeth make the perfect kitchen tool. And the gazelle carcass is dismembered in seconds. When the hunters return to their den, the pups beg for their share of the food. Wild dog pups can't digest meat until they're 10 weeks old. So our ultimate animal chef chews their food before bringing it to the table. It's not a pretty sight. Dad and Mom, too, serve the meal by vomiting up morsels for the pups to eat. It's not what we'd call a 4-star meal, but the kids lap it up. Even when they've outgrown baby food, the pups aren't let into the kitchen. Instead, they'll settle for takeout, though the menu rarely varies. Still, it's one thing to get your share of the food. It's another thing to hold on to it. If processed meat isn't your fancy, there's still a reason to vote the Wild Dog as ultimate animal chef. His strategy for feeding the kids is also a recipe for survival. Wild Dog pups are fast food for other animals in sub-Saharan Africa, especially lions. Only 4 in 10 pups make it to adulthood, and that means it pays to provide room service for the kids. The closer the pups stay to home, the more likely they'll survive. All Dad needs to do is say the word, and every pup knows exactly what to do. Our Wild Dog Dad wins the gold for Ultimate Animal Chef. Behold the trumpeter swan. He's an endangered species, but for more reason than one. The trumpeter's one of the few sensitive males in the world of ultimate animal dads. For starters, Dad's a devoted husband. This couple's a match made in heaven. Dad heaps attention on the wife and kids. Trumpeters gather in early spring to select their lifelong mates. The males woo the females by doing the dating dance, bobbing their heads while facing off. Swan dads, or cobs, are famous for their faithfulness. Trumpeters mate for life. And Mom's happy to have him around. He's a big daddy, a handyman, a good cook, and a stud rolled into one. From the moment the eggs are laid, the trumpeter's an attentive dad. He helps incubate the eggs, feed the babies or cygnets, and protect them from predators. By the time the cygnets are 6 weeks old, they're feeding on plants from the lake's muddy bottom. Until they start flying, the kids stick close to Mom and Dad. They've got a way to go before they're full-fledged adults, with a wingspan over 7 feet wide. The cygnets remain with their parents through the first winter. In fact, life's so sweet at home that the children stick around until they're 2 years old and ready to seek their own soulmate. This sensitive male's in for the long haul. He'll stay with his partner for up to 30 years, caring for his wife and each new round of kids for a lifetime. These ultimate handyman dads leave other house builders in the dust. Although there's almost 200 species of weavers found in Africa, Asia, and Australia, everyone uses the same building technique. And every builder's a guy. Weavers mostly use strong grasses to make their nests. But this East African weaver bird will use just about anything, from string to thread to plastic. Our handyman weaves a dense and intricately knotted cup-like nest with a reinforced circular opening, often built over water to protect the eggs from land predators. These ultimate dads weave well into the mating season, making as many nests as there are places to make them. When he's got plenty of nests to show off, our master craftsman picks his girl and invites her over. If she approves of his technique, she'll move right in, mate with the nest builder, and lay their eggs within days. On the other hand, if a female examines the nest and isn't immediately wowed, then Mr. Sensitive chases her off and looks for a more easily impressed bride-to-be. So, it's no surprise that most weaver males never even become dads, never mind ultimate dads. Temperamental artists can be very tough to live with. Which means most weaver males build and build and build, but still remain empty nesters.